How do you see the impact of the encounter and the book, and what were you surprised by in how that played out?
You know, that's a very uncomfortable question.
How did you change the world?
Yes, right. Like, look at all the good I did. It's a really hard question.
Well, that's why I gave you the surprise,
Yeah,
so you can
okay.
answer with humility that you.
Okay, I was so surprised. I wasn't really surprised in the one sense that I felt, and I think we all felt, that something extraordinary had happened, and that therefore, if somehow, you know, I could capture a portion of that it would have an impact. Nobody, the publisher didn't believe it. I got a huge 4-figure advance for this book. They almost didn't publish it. They were terrified of the title. It was Harper San Francisco at the time, and they thought all the Jewish world would be totally offended by it. When I told them this book is going to do really well, they all looked at me like I was insane. I remember when the book was about to come out, my editor quit. And
that's always a good sign.
Yeah, it was a bad sign. And I learned that at a party in New Orleans. And I called and I said, well, what are you guys doing for marketing? So they said, oh, well, we're doing word of mouth. And I got off the phone and I was so excited. I said to my wife, we're doing word of mouth, word of mouth. And then a friend said, Rodger, that means they're not doing anything. But it worked. It worked. So I think my own belief about it is something like this, if I could say it, that 1994 there has a sudden opening in the Jewish world. There was hope. I mean, what was on the front burner for Jews since 1947 was the Holocaust, Israel. That was so preoccupying for American Jews, right? And, Jacob, the author of Israel in America, the scholar Jacob Neusner, said that Israel, in effect, had become the religion of American Jews. So, but in those years, if you remember, 95, that was Rabin, the handshake on the White House. There was like this sudden sense, wait a minute, what? Okay, if it ever happened, that those weren't the only markers of Jewish identity and Jewish concern. If just for a moment we had to ask ourselves, well, what else are we doing here, right? Then the questions the Jew in the Lotus was asking, and the question the Dalai Lama was asking, which is, what is the benefit of practicing your tradition? What do you get out of it spiritually? How does it improve you? How does it make you a better, kinder person to do these practices? And which ones of the many that you have are the ones to really focus on? Because we have so many. That question seemed relevant, and I think that's what helped the book get started.